I would describe Wichita as a very small town feel. Consistently, if you're walking down the street, walking your dog, everybody's telling you hi. Everybody's super friendly here, super open. It's a very inviting community. Wichita is an amazing community. They've been revitalizing areas lately, and different areas have been kind of up and coming, and Fidelity has been such a huge part of that. We're constantly helping out in the community, constantly looking for different opportunities that we can make an impact in the community. So many of our employees live in the community. So much of our family is here that we really want to see the community grow. We want to see it prosper. And it's so easy to see Fidelity's care for the community. It's amazing.
I believe Wichita is a great place to live. It's coming back and it's finding its mojo and really learning how to invest in other parts of the city and really trying to move itself forward. My name is Ariel Rodriguez and I'm the Executive Director of Empower. We are a nonprofit in Wichita, Kansas, focusing on the north end of Wichita, which is a predominantly Hispanic community. We just opened a few months ago. Our mission is focused on workforce, education, and small business development. If I look forward 5 years from now, I want to see a vibrant, growing North End, which is really our Hispanic community thriving, receiving education, starting small businesses, and finding jobs that pay them well and help the family gain the skills that they need to live a quality life. Fidelity Bank has been a supporter of Empower. Our nonprofit, through the hard work of our board of directors, was able to raise 5 years of operating funds to start. And Fidelity Bank, being one of the leaders right here in Wichita, said yes. Before I was hired, before the mission even started, they got the vision and understood the resources that were needed. And so we've been honored to have them as a supporter of our mission.
For us, it's about community and it's about taking it to the next level, and it's about being truly invested who we are in terms of volunteerism. It's like a basic need for us as much as eating and breathing. It's really part of our culture. It's how we live. It's not something that we pretend to be. And I think our community feels that. We had a number of employees go out this past week in support of Andover tornado victims. On day one, they had such a line of volunteers around the community that many of those waited for 3 hours just to help.
We want people to come to work at Fidelity and be a part of our community. Something unique that we do is giving our employees volunteer time off. So our employees actually have time to go and volunteer in the community. So that's something that's very unique. Not many companies do that.
My impression of Fidelity is that they are movers and shakers right here in our own community. When you're at the different festivals, when you're at the different spaces or places, they're sponsoring. You see a table, you see their presence, you feel their values every day in the community, from board membership, from volunteering. If an organization or community needs the dollars, they're asking, how can I help? I am Danielle Johnson. I serve as the Executive Director for Wichita Habitat for Humanity. And ultimately, we're ensuring that we are creating a place where everyone has a decent place to live. Some of the 4 key components that we do is new construction, home repair, advocacy, and education. Seeing people be in a home, a safe structure, a place to live, a place to where they can bring their family together and sit around a table, a space where people just come together, is ultimately the real reason why we come together to build housing and building community. From a home creates a neighborhood, from a neighborhood creates community. We wouldn't be able to do it without sponsors, partners, collaborators. Fidelity Bank is certainly that amazing collaborator. In order for us to be able to even get the Federal Home Loan Bank funds, you have to have a member bank, and that is our member bank. Fidelity has stepped in the gap for us to say, hey, you all want to do home repair. That aligns with what we're doing right here in the community, so they've decided to partner with us. You have leaders, and then you have bold leaders, and Fidelity is a bold leader in our community. This is a bank that you feel like you know the people behind the desk, and at the top of the chain to the very entry level, you feel like they're a part of what Wichita is.
To me, I think community banking matters because where your home is matters. We participate hugely in the local economy in Wichita, whether it be through supporting our customers or through our community work, because this is our home. This is where I want to spend the rest of my life. So much of our success is directly related to people in the markets that we serve believing in who we are and what we stand for. And so we feel this need to be involved in our local school systems, to be involved in helping make our communities better, because that's at our core who we are, but it's also the right thing to do. Fidelity Bank's partnership with the Federal Home Loan Bank of Topeka goes back decades. One of the biggest benefits that we get from this long-standing relationship is our ability to sell our residential loans that we generate to the Federal Home Loan Bank. There is no way we could be the #1 residential lender in Wichita, which is now 9 years running, without Federal Home Loan Bank of Topeka's support and the ability for us to continue to generate those loans but sell the financial asset off.
The Federal Home Loan Bank Homeownership Set-Aside Program has done wonders for my borrowers. Being a little bit newer as a mortgage officer, I've been able to help a lot of first-time home buyers. It definitely makes all the difference whenever I'm at the closing table and somebody tells me, hey, I would not have been able to get in this house if it wasn't for this program. Braden is probably the picture-perfect person when you think about first-time home buyer. Been out of high school for a few years. He's a hard worker. I said, we have a terrific program for you. And we're able to use the $7,500 grant to help him in. He had to pay a little bit of closing costs, but he told me if it wasn't for the program, he wouldn't have been able to move when he did.
I've always wanted to own a house, especially after living in an apartment. To be able to get a home for $7,500 to cover your down payment and closing costs, it helps out a lot, especially when you only have, say, $5,000 in your bank account. I feel proud to own this home, and I'm investing in my own future. It feels good.
To me, Fidelity Bank and what they do is not only amazing but important. To have a bank that is as involved in the community as they are, not just lightly involved, but they actually come out and they support and they stand behind what they say, I think is very important. My name is Anthony Joyner. We're currently in Mulberry Art Gallery located inside Revolution. I am the director and the art dealer here at the gallery. I saw that there was a huge hole in the market in regards to artists of color. And so I was inspired to open this space to be a platform for those artists, especially Black artists, to have a space to grow their professional careers. I've been able to help some artists go from having a couple pieces in a show here and there to having full exhibitions, and I've seen people come in and shed tears at some of the artwork that they've seen. I've also seen kids be able to come in and finally see representation of themselves on the wall. I think that's been the biggest impact, just representation. When you allow someone to sit at the table across from you and really tell you what they see and what they feel is actually impacting their community, and you take action from there, you get to create true change. That's what I've seen Fidelity do, and that's what makes me so happy that they're here. I think they're setting a standard for how things should be done. They're doing it saying, okay, how can we help you make an even bigger impact going forward? Now that we've seen the impact you can make, all of that's extremely important and has made Wichita a better community, and is going to make Wichita so much better over the next 5 to 10 years.
I'm Brandon Johnson. I represent District 1 on the Wichita City Council. District 1 is the heart of the city, as we call it, and we have got all the great stuff like downtown riverfront, everything between Douglas and Kellogg. We've got Wichita State, College Hill, some great historical neighborhoods, and District 1's a lot bigger than most people realize as well. Fidelity Bank does a lot in our community. They have supported our organization actually in the work that we're doing in community gardens. Because of one of their contributions, we were able to get a water system and fence in both of our gardens. Fidelity also invested a lot in our community organizations in 2020. They made a $100,000 investment in the community. Fidelity is also supporting the Carl G. Brewer Center. It's an $8 million facility, and Fidelity wrote a check to get that started. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be doing that right now. And it's in the historic McAdams Park. That's a park that really needed investment. That neighborhood had been decimated because of the highway being built through it, and Fidelity saw fit to invest in the neighborhood. And I'm hoping that more people take their lead and invest as well.
I'm Bob Lutz, Executive Director and founder of League 42, a youth baseball league here in Wichita for mainly urban kids. We offer affordable baseball for kids and families, and we have nearly 600 kids enrolled this season. I developed this idea long ago. It's always bothered me that more kids weren't getting an opportunity to play baseball like kids in my era did. We knew that for this to work, we had to start a nonprofit, raise the money to be able to pay for the equipment, the uniforms, and to give families a low-cost alternative to play. Fidelity has been a great partner. They've supported us financially. We have a couple of coaches who work at Fidelity Bank, and they've just been hands-on. They didn't just write a check. They wrote the check, but then they follow up and they ask questions and they want to be in the loop and they want to know exactly what it's going to look like and how they can help and can they provide tutors and coaches, and they're just hands-on, and we appreciate that.
I'm Brian Turpin. I'm president of PK Companies Group. PK Companies is a first-generation family business that provides specialized services to the oil and gas industry. Before Fidelity, we just didn't have the financial capacity to take on a lot of these large projects. There was a lot of upfront project startup costs, months of payroll that we would have to float. Without a strong banking relationship, we just didn't have the capacity to take that sort of risk on those projects. So after we joined with Fidelity, they were able to give us the appropriate backing to be able to participate in the large refinery expansion projects. Ultimately, that's been a huge part of our company's growth. It's very clear that Fidelity Bank is very active and visible in the community, and to me it's very obvious that they're committed to Wichita and they fully believe in the future of our city. I'd like to thank Fidelity Bank for everything they've done for PK Companies, as well as everything they do for the Wichita community, and congratulations on receiving the Community Leader Award.
It is such a great honor to receive the Community Leader Award from the Federal Home Loan Bank of Topeka, because it validates that we are doing the right things in the right way. It's part of who we are, and it simply reinforces that we are doing it well.
Fidelity winning the Community Leader Award is a big deal because they are a leader. They lead in as many ways as they can. They encourage leadership. They've always stepped up. Any challenge we've seen in the city, they're on the phone asking, so what can we do to help? Congratulations to the Fidelity Bank family on this award, and definitely want to thank them for all that they do to make our city better. We are better because of them.
Congratulations, Fidelity Bank. Continue to do the work, and thank you for all that you do for our community.
It's really great to find out that we've received the Community Leader Award. And it's hugely validating to me personally. I've always felt like we go above and beyond and we really show that extra level of care out in the community with our employees and with our customers. To be recognized by an institution as impressive as the Federal Home Loan Bank of Topeka in this way for our community work it's amazing.